Hey guys, Dave here with Mini Moto Planet. Today we're going to have some fun with our Honda Navi. We're going to go ahead and change out the tires, and this was something I've been watching some videos online about, and yes, you can change them, and yes, there's some options that maybe some of you have not thought about. You don't necessarily have to do a 12 in the back. I know it comes as a 10-inch, and a lot of people want to turn it to a 12, but there's actually a wider 10 that's actually a really sweet tire from Kenda. That we're going to talk about today. We're also going to talk about replacing the front to get a little bit wider in the front as well. So let's jump into it. This is our back tire. We are going to go with the 130/70/10 for the back. Here, it's pretty dramatic. This is super important because I want a tire that's going to give me the clearance. I don't have to worry about the 12-inch hitting the front, have to grind anything. But the other thing that's most important to me is have as much traction on the road as I can. Now, I do realize this is most likely going to slow me down, which kind of sucks, but it's going to give me a more secure ride. And being a little bit bigger frame guy, I don't want to risk not be able to do this correctly. So it appears to me the pink means I'm going to put the pink on the left side, and we're going this direction. If you look at your tire, there will be an indicator arrow somewhere right here, and it says forward for drive, so that's this way, and that's the pink on the left. That's the same with the front. The front we went with a little bit narrower than the back. So I'm going to start this process. I took off the cover that was here. I put it over to the side. It was only a couple bolts. It was actually really easy. I don't even have to show it. But now we're just going to take off these 4 bolts, and then this will slide off. You don't have to take off the big bolts, so keep that in mind when you're doing this. Now it looks like this piece here is going to just be unbolted and put the bolts back. I don't think we're going to need this piece right here anymore. This is the current back tire. This is a 90/110, and this is the new one we're putting on. All right, guys, just got back from the Honda dealer. We cheated a little bit. We had them do the tires for us. So we got the 12-inch again and the 10-inch. We just had our rims swapped to these new tires. Here's the old ones again, super narrow. I kept them just in case we need them for something, but super narrow compared to these new ones who are a lot fatter, give us more traction control in my opinion. We're not going to be able to fit this in here, obviously, because it's wider, so we might have to take off the exhaust and make some room, but we'll figure that out as we go. This is our brakes on the tire. They slide up into this mechanism here. There's a little mark there to slide it up in, and then we pulled the pin. There was a little piece on the other side, and then we just put everything back together. It's actually very easy. So this one will be a lot easier, I think, than the back. In fact, maybe we'll start with this one. Somehow. Okay, there's our front tire. So I just put the bolt back in, tightened it on this side as well, because mounting wise, this one's actually easier. Just trying to see if there's any way I could get this in. I'm detaching this muffler the best I can for right this minute. Hopefully it doesn't break anything. There we go. Pink on the left, so we're still on track here. And this has to get out of here. Okay. All right, no rubbing. So basically the operation here was not as hard as it seemed. At first I wasn't sure what I was doing, but to be honest, it was pretty dang easy. There's only 4 bolts in the back you really have to take off to remove the tire. You will have to take off the rear fender above it, and it will not go back on afterwards. So just put that aside. If you ever sell your Navi, you can give that with it as, some of the OEM parts. Once that's removed, there will be also an extra bracket in the back you'll have to take off and keep off. But once you do that, you'll be good to go. Now, keep in mind, you're going to have to loosen your muffler system to get your new tire in. So that's something I didn't think about in the beginning of this video when I started filming it. But you will have to loosen that and then be able to move it a little bit. You're not going to take it off necessarily, just be able to give it a little bit of sway so you can squeeze the new tire in. The front tire a little bit different. That one has a bolt that goes right through it, and so that bolt is a little bit tricky to get back in, but it can be done. I recommend a jack to move the middle up and down to help you control the tire scenario in the front. But make sure you put your brakes back in correctly. It wasn't the hardest thing to do, but not the easiest as well, so it's just a little bit tricky. But again, nothing super hard here, just a little bit, be a little bit handy, you're good to go. But this whole process was not bad. I'll link below the tires I used for this. Again, the Kenda, the rear tire, we used a 130/70R10. So again, 130/70R10, that was a nice fat wide tire, which looks really good. For the front, we used a 110/70R12. This gave us a little bit wider in the front as well. So in my opinion, this was a better look overall. It looks great. I've seen other YouTubers do it this way, and I thought that was the best way to do it. Now, I didn't change these tires on rim myself. You can't go to like just a discount tire to do this. You need to go to a cycle shop, whether it's like a Honda shop, Kawasaki shop. There's some off-brand shops. You're going to pay somewhere between, I would say, $40 and $80 to have them do that. I actually paid $71 per tire at a Honda dealer. It was pretty expensive, but to be frank, I just kind of wanted to go a little faster and get these tires on. I felt that these tires were super important for, I would say, my safety. I wanted to have the fatter tires on the bike. So to me, it was worth spending the money and not having to do the rims myself. Now, I've been watching other channels. Life of Birch is one of my favorite channels I've been watching on here that does a great job with Navi stuff. And he did it by himself, and it took him a long time. I could tell in the videos, and I thought, man, I don't know I want to sweat that much. So anyway, so the front and rear tire by themselves were $50 each. So I paid $100 for the tires. I paid an additional $71 per tire, so we'll just call it $150 to get them mounted on the old rims that I already had. So you're looking at $250 total. Now the bad side of this is I'm going to have to use a different rear fender, and I do want one in there because there's going to be mud and stuff that might fly up. I prefer to have something. So I did go with the Reckless Customs rear fender, which we'll put on a different video. From there, we're going to change out the air filter stuff as well, since I think you have to get that one in there, but we're going to see, right? We'll play with it. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video today, and please subscribe if you haven't. Again, brand new channel. We're looking to help just bring the information we don't know that we want to help bring back to you guys on the Honda Navi and other projects like that. We're going to start working on more mini motos and electric bikes, and it's going to be a lot of fun coming up. So we'll see you next time, Mini Moto Planet.